So on this note, let us begin today's class. Good morning, 12D. We are doing the chapter organizing, and under the chapter, yesterday we had talked about some of the importance of organizing, and we had also discussed the two types of organizational structure, the functional one and the divisional one. In functional structure, we divide the organization department wise. For example, there are 4 products, 1, 2, product 1, product 2, product 3 and product 4. There will be one department of production. There will be one department of sales. There will be one department of finance and so on. So for all the products, product 1, product 2, product 3 and product 4, all the production related work for all the products will be done only in the production department, be it a product 1 or 2 or 3 or so on. Like we have taken an example of Nestle. For example, if they are following the functional structure, under which whether Nestle makes Nescafe coffee or they make Nestle Maggi noodles or they make a chocolate from Nestle's dark chocolate. The production for all the 3 will be done in the production department. The finance requirement for all 3 will be met through the finance department only. Doesn't matter if it is for chocolates or for the noodles or for the biscuits or for coffee. In the similar way, when we follow the divisional structure, under this, the framework of managers will be product-wise division. The divisions will be product-wise. For example, in the functional structure, we have said, ये department product department है, और जितने भी products हैं, वो सब production department deal करता है. But in divisional department, we divide it in the form of divisions or in the form of products. Product-wise divisions होते हैं. For example, this is Nestle's chocolate department. The work of production, the work of finance, the work of marketing, the work of purchase, the work of sales related to Nestle chocolates will be done in the Nestle chocolates department only. This is divisional structure. The next department will be a department for noodles. Our next department will be the department for coffee, and all the work related to it, whether the purchase of coffee beans, whether to process them through the processor, whether to pack them, how to improve their sales, what are the marketing techniques you should follow, how the accounts should be maintained, that how is Nestle coffee doing in the market. All this will be done under the coffee department. So basically, when we divide it in the form of work, in the form of department, then we classify it as functional department. And when we divide it on the basis of product, ये इस product का department है, ये इस product का department है, then we talk about the divisional structure. So these two types of structures we have discussed. However, there is formal and informal structure also, but that is not there in your syllabus. If you want, you read it out. I will discuss it with you otherwise. So let us now talk about the advantages and disadvantages first for the functional structure. जब हम फंक्शनल स्ट्रक्चर फॉलो करते हैं, जब हम एक टाइप की एक्टिविटीज़ सभी प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए एक ही डिपार्टमेंट के थ्रू रन करते हैं, देन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द functional structure of the organization. What are the advantages of holding a functional organization and disadvantages of holding a functional organization? Let us now talk about it. Now, when there is a functional structure, means the division of the department is made department-wise. Department-wise classification will be made: production department, purchase department, finance department, marketing department of all the products that they deal with. First of all, there is functional specialization. Those who are the managers of a production department, for example, for Nestle only, they will know how production takes place for noodles, how production takes place for coffee, how production takes place for chocolate. What are the practical problems which we face when we do the production for chocolates or for noodles or for anything else. So there is functional specialization. The second advantage that you see under a functional framework is effective control. There is effective control on product. There is effective control on purchase. There is effective control on market. There is effective control on accounting and auditing. Because सारे products के लिए कैसे marketing हो रही है, ये सारे प्रोडक्ट्स के लिए परचेज के क्या क्राइटेरियाज हैं, ऑल ऑफ इट इज नोन टू अस. ऐसा नहीं है कि इफ़ यू आर डीलिंग इन चॉकलेट यू डोंट नो एट ऑल व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन द नूडल डिपार्टमेंट, बट you know it for all the product line. So there is effective control also. The third point that we get as an advantage over here is there is increase in efficiency. Please note this down. There is a lot more to discuss, so kindly note it accordingly. Divide the page into two and write a comparative study of functional structure. Comparative study means comparing its advantages with the disadvantages it has. So the advantages include there is functional specialization. हमें हमारा काम आता है चाहे कोई भी प्रोडक्ट हो. We know how to deal with the production of the products. We know how to deal with the marketing of the products. We know how to deal with the financing of the products. The next point is there is effective control because we are knowing not only about my department, my function, my division, but I know about all the products that my organization is dealing into. So there is effective control. The third point is there is increased efficiency. When they have a good control, when they are specialized, of course there will be an increase in efficiency. You will be able to efficiently allocate your funds, efficiently be able to manage the production. The next point is it avoids duplication. Means for noodles, marketing, production, processing, purchase, everything is dealt by one department only. So it avoids duplication. For one thing, one time a budget is given, and because I am dealing everything, so I know everything about that product, and therefore a wastage, a duplication can be avoided. So it avoids duplication in that case. The next point, which is an advantage for a functional organization, is there is ease in training. It is easy to train the employees because they have become versatile. They know how to deal with the production of product 1 also, with the production of product 2 also, and with the production of product 3 also. I am very well versed. So there is ease in training of those employees. उन्हें पहले से ही मालूम है. और अगर कोई नया प्रोडक्ट हम लॉन्च करते हैं या प्रोडक्ट लाइन में कोई एडिशन करते हैं, बहुत आसान होता है उनके लिए किसी भी नए प्रोडक्ट की मैन्युफैक्चरिंग या फाइनेंसिंग या बजटिंग को ग्रास्प करना. To include it into their daily work, to include it into their daily routine, any new launch of any new product, it is very easy. So there is ease in training because they have become versatile. Versatile I hope you know, जो बहुत सारी चीज़ों में वेल वर्स्ड होता है. And the last point is proper attention is paid for the production. My job is to deal with the production of all the products. That means I am able to pay proper attention to my thing, to my production. However, there is a disadvantage कि मुझे सिर्फ प्रोडक्शन से ही रिलेटेड चीज़ें बताएं, मुझे मार्केटिंग और फाइनेंसिंग से रिलेटेड चीज़ें नहीं मालूम. So this is how there is proper attention on those 4 products. If I am from production department, I can pay proper attention to all the 4 products on their marketing because I deal with the marketing department. I can pay proper attention for the financing of all the products because I deal to finance all the products that are being made in my organization. So proper attention can be paid to the work which I do, not to the separate products, but to all the products about the work which I do. So I become specialized in that particular work. If I deal with the production department, means I become an expert in production. If I deal in finance, I become an expert in finance because I know how to provide or allocate finance for all the products of my organization. So copy down some of the advantages. Let us now talk about the disadvantages of a functional organization. I hope the board is clear to each one of you. Fine. So there are certain disadvantages of a functional structure, which includes the first one. It creates a functional empire. Empire means it is ruled by an emperor. Emperor who is the king, who is the supreme power, who has the monopoly. A monarch holds an empire, which means people start working for their individual interest. मेरा काम सिर्फ प्रोडक्शन का है. I don't care if the marketing department is working or not. The product, my job is to manufacture the Maggi noodles. They are sold or not, to hell with it. So they put more emphasis on the individual interest rather than taking interest in the overall development. सिर्फ फाइनेंस से रिलेटेड मेरा काम है. मैं बजटिंग कर दूंगा, आई विल एलोकेट द फंड्स, बट इफ द प्रोडक्शन इज गोइंग ऑन नाइसली और नॉट, दैट इज नन ऑफ माई बिजनेस. इट मीन्स इट क्रिएट्स अ फंक्शनल एम्पायर. I will work only for the department I am allocated for. So there is an individual interest. Individual interest या थोड़ा सा selfish concept आ जाता है कि सिर्फ मेरा डिपार्टमेंट अच्छे से फंक्शन करे, क्योंकि if the whole chain will function properly, then only there will be profits. But if only I will function and the other department will not function, it won't yield proper results. But this is a drawback of this functional system. Next is there is difficulty in coordination. As suggested earlier, there are 4 separate departments, and if you talk only about production department, under functional structure, there is production department which is dealing in product 1 also, 2 also, 3 also, and 4 also. But the production department does not know anything about the marketing department. So there is difficulty in coordination. I don't know how is marketing performing. I don't know how is the purchase department performing. I don't know how is the sales department performing, because I am concerned only with the production department and my area is very much limited. So there is difficulty in coordination. Next point is difficulty to hold accountability. Like I told you just now, there is a chain, there is a series. Production department, purchase department, marketing department, finance department. All 4 have to function all together so that the product becomes usable, the product becomes useful for the company also and for its consumers also. But if the production department is doing their job very nicely and the marketing department is not doing their job, if the marketing fails, if the advertisement fails और उसकी वजह से product आगे सेल नहीं हो पा रहा है, now it is very difficult to decide if who has made a mistake, if the production department has made a mistake or the marketing department has made a mistake. So it is very difficult to find out who is the wrong fellow, where exactly the problem lies. And therefore there is difficulty to hold who is accountable. It is difficult to decide who exactly is the fellow who is not doing the job nicely. And the other disadvantage includes there is conflict of interests. Production department will selfishly think about them only. Marketing department will selfishly think about them. मेरा काम सबसे ठीक है और दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट वाले अपना काम अच्छा नहीं कर रहे. I don't bother, I don't care. मुझे उनका काम बताने का काम थोड़ी ना. I have to do what I am supposed to, what I am here for. That means there is a conflict of interest. So this is in contrast to functional empire. The people, they emphasize more on individual interest and they forget about the rest of the people who lie in the chain. 2 other departments also are there on my left. 1 more department is there on my right, but I am not bothered about them. I will do what my department is supposed to do. So there is conflict of personal interests. And the last one says it is inflexible. There is inflexibility. Inflexibility is there because I have to deal only with the production. A production is directly related to finance also. Unless the finance or the budget is properly granted, I am not able to produce goods properly. I am not able to purchase new machinery. Why? I have to work with the old machines. Why? Because the finance department not only is listening to me, we have a clash with each other. This manager does not talk to that manager. They are in a clash. They don't want to talk to each other. They have a cold war. There is influence. And who will suffer the overall loss? The overall loss will be borne by the loss of the total firm. The organization as a whole has to bear the loss. So I'm sure the comparative study of functional structure is clear to you. Functional structure is followed in those organizations जहाँ पर बहुत ज़्यादा varieties नहीं होती, कम products को deal करते हैं. So that is why functional structure will work better there. In some of the books you will see that they would say that for a large product line it is used, but actually it is followed when there are lesser number of products. So functional structures, advantages and disadvantages. If there is anything you wish to ask, you can. Otherwise, note down the comparative study. Then we will move to divisional structure. Anyone? If I miss out listening to you, please repeat.
From the first point of disadvantage.
Functional empire. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you see two departments. Let us take up an example. Production department and marketing department. Production department में जो manager है, he is concerned about what? I will find out how the marketing is going on. I will find out how they are making advertisement. और अगर दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट को हेल्प करने में ही वो अपना सारा टाइम वेस्ट करेगा तो बाद में वो बेचारा सोचेगा मेरा डिपार्टमेंट कब फंक्शन करेगा, इसलिए वो क्या करता है, वो अपने आप को आइसोलेट कर लेता है. What is happening in the other department? Let them do. I will make sure कि जो मेरी रिपोर्ट्स प्रिपेयर हो मुझे कोई ना कह सके कि प्रोडक्शन डिपार्टमेंट में कोई गड़बड़ है. So he will isolate himself from the marketing department, and that is when his individual interest is followed. कंपनी का इंटरेस्ट नहीं फॉलो कर रहा है, उसने कंपनी का टोटल बेनिफिट किनारे किया और उसने सोचा कि जो मैं कर रहा हूँ वो काम ठीक से होना चाहिए, दूसरा वाला अपना काम ठीक से नहीं कर रहा है, he will be scolded. That is none of my business. So this is how an empire is created. What is an empire? एक टेरिटरी या एक बाउंड्री होती है जिसके बियॉन्ड उसके किंग का कोई रूल नहीं होता. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ मिस्टर योगी आदित्यनाथ इज द चीफ मिनिस्टर ऑफ उत्तर प्रदेश, what is happening in Madhya Pradesh, can he interfere? No, because his empire, his territory is UP only. So production वाला जो है वो मार्केटिंग वाले को अगर कोई सलाह देने भी जाएगा, ये फील है, how can you tell me? I am from marketing department, I very well know what to do. You mind your own business. To get back to the production department. So that is when individual interests are more focused, and that is how it creates a functional empire. I hope it went clear to you.
Ma'am, individual or departmental interest?
Just a minute. Please repeat your query. Yes?
Ma'am, I'm saying that individual or departmental interests are taken into consideration.
Departmental interests are taken into consideration, and it will not function when? It will not function because the organization as a whole has to work. सिर्फ एक के अपना काम अच्छे से करने से कुछ नहीं होता है ना? If only one player plays, can the team win?
No, ma'am.
So this is how it functions. But in this functional structure, we consider that department-wise working is to be done. And that is how it fails when people start to bother more about their individual interest and they are not bothered about the function of company's interest as a whole. I hope it is more clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anyone who is copying things from the board? Please tell me so that I can wait. Otherwise, we can move forward. Shall we move? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
let us talk about the divisional structure. However, I have not written it. I will write it down from the book only. The divisional structure. Now, first of all, see what happens in the divisional structure. Under a divisional structure, instead of task, we take into consideration the product. Task-wise division होने के बजाय product-wise division होता है. For example, for product 1, there is product 1 in any organization. Product 1 का production department, product 1 का purchase department, product 1 का marketing department, and product 1 का finance department. It will be grouped as one department. This is product 1 department. Now there is another product, chocolate का भी product as a product है. Now coffee as a product. Now coffee as a product, it will have its own production department, it will have its own purchase department, it will have its own marketing department, and it will have its own finance department, and so on, as many products are there in the line. So under divisional structure we consider कि एक ही product की manufacturing, purchase, packaging, advertising, financing, सब कुछ एक डिपार्टमेंट मैनेज करे. Who I am not the production department. I am Maggi Noodle department. Who are you? I am not the finance department, but I am Nestle chocolate department. So what am I doing for chocolates? I am doing everything associated with chocolate. I don't know anything about noodles, but at least I know everything about my product. Who am I? I know everything what is happening in the product which I am dealing with. So basically in divisional structure we make divisions or we make departments on the basis of products. Product 1, product 2, 3 and n number of products. Let us talk about the advantages and disadvantages faced by the divisional structure. So the first advantage includes there is product specialization. structure there was specialization of function, but here there is specialization of product. They know everything about one product. There is specialization in product. The second advantage includes greater accountability. Now, how will you specify? How will you justify that there is greater accountability? If product 1 is chocolate and product 2 is coffee. कॉफ़ी तो बहुत अच्छे से सेल हो रही है, उसको सारे लोग डिमांड कर रहे हैं, लेकिन जो चॉकलेट्स होती है उनकी सेल्स लगातार गिरती जा रही है. तो हमें पता है कि किस डिपार्टमेंट में प्रॉब्लम है, इस डिपार्टमेंट में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, इस डिपार्टमेंट में प्रॉब्लम है. सो देयर इज ग्रेटर अकाउंटेबिलिटी. आप ही करते हैं सारा काम इस वाले प्रोडक्ट से रिलेटेड. अगर इस प्रोडक्ट में कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है यानी कि आप ही अकाउंटेबल. So there is greater accountability because I have a top to bottom line of tasks to be performed for chocolates. Why are chocolates not being sold? Please ask department 1. Why is coffee not being sold nicely? Please ask department 2. कॉफ़ी की पैकेजिंग में लगातार गड़बड़ी हो रही है, किसको पूछना है? चॉकलेट डिपार्टमेंट से कोई लेने देना नहीं है. They have to function for the coffee department. So this is how greater accountability, जिनकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है वो उसे और बेटर तरीके से समझते हैं, सो दैट क्योंकि उन्हें ये पता होता है कि अगर इसमें कोई भी प्रॉब्लम आएगी तो मुझे ढूंढ लिया जाएगा. Who am I? I am to be held responsible for this particular task. Now the next advantage of this divisional structure will include there is flexibility. Production department said to finance, production manager said to finance manager, please provide more finances for chocolates. We are unable to meet the needs. I want to set up one more chocolate plant. Please provide me some more budget. So there is more flexibility when it comes to expansion और इम्प्रोवाइजेशन ऑफ द सेम प्रोडक्ट. उस प्रोडक्ट में अगर इम्प्रोवाइजेशन की ज़रूरत है या इम्प्रूवमेंट्स की ज़रूरत है या उस प्रोडक्ट को एक्सपैंड करने की, उसमें नंबर ऑफ क्वांटिटीज़, नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स इन्हांस करने की ज़रूरत है. सो वी हैव फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. और अगर हमें ऐसा लगता है कि सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट को और ज़्यादा फंड्स एलोकेट करने चाहिए, सेल्स डिपार्टमेंट फाइनेंस डिपार्टमेंट को पूछ सकता है कि प्लीज़ मुझे चॉकलेट डिपार्टमेंट के लिए थोड़े से और फंड्स दे दीजिए, वी वांट टू मेक अ बेटर एडवर्टाइजमेंट. सो देयर इज फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, क्योंकि सारे काम उनको अपने में आपस में ही करने हैं. सो दे वेरी वेल नो हाउ टू मेक डिफरेंस, हाउ टू मेक द एक्टिविटीज डन थ्रू आउट द डिविजन्स दैट दे हैव फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर प्रॉब्लम. देयर इज फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. एंड द लास्ट पॉइंट सेज expansion and growth. Like I suggested, flexibility is ज़्यादा होती है. It's not less, it is more. Expansion and growth is possible. A greater expansion and greater growth is possible when we are following the divisional structure. How? I have given you an example just now. तो आपस में ही एक दूसरे से बात कर लेते हैं and they lend or borrow the resources from each other and they try to make their product the best to their capacity they can. So this is how a divisional structure has certain advantages. Like there is specialization of product जो ultimately बन करके तैयार होता है, वो product at its best होता है क्योंकि कोई confusion नहीं है आपस में. Greater accountability यानी कि अगर mistake है, so which department is to be taken left and right, we very well know. Third one is there is greater flexibility, sharing of funds and sharing of resources is possible. Then expansion and growth is possible. Why? Because there is flexibility. Note down the advantages, then we will move to the disadvantages. Any query on this? Okay, fine. The next one. Let us talk about the disadvantages of divisional structure. Now the disadvantages include departmental conflict. Now this is possible everywhere. Two people who are working together, they are not in a good bond with each other. They have clashes, they have inferiority, superiority concept. They don't like working with each other much. So there is a little departmental conflict. एक ही डिपार्टमेंट के अंदर चार अलग अलग लोग अगर फंक्शन कर रहे हैं, इट इज़ पॉसिबल दैट दे विल नॉट अग्री टू द आइडिया ऑफ द अदर पर्सन. मिस्टर ए विल नॉट अग्री टू व्हाट मिस्टर बी इज सेइंग. मिस्टर बी एंड सी विल मेक अ ग्रुप एंड दे विल neglect मिस्टर ए. दिस इज पॉसिबल. सो देयर इज डिपार्टमेंटल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स, but that is unavoidable in any business organization. Next is costly. It is very costly. Now, how is it costly? For product 1, you need to set up a plant separately. You need to have an account officer. Again, for product 2, you will have to set up a plant. You will have to have an account department. You will have to have a marketing department. You will have to have a marketing department for them as well. फिर प्रोडक्ट 3, उसका अपना प्लान, उसके अपने मार्केटिंग कॉस्ट, उसके अपने अकाउंट मैनेजमेंट. So this is how it becomes very costly because we are providing all the resources to all the partners. X multiplied by n number of products. So all of them will be needing different production units. All will be needing different plant and machinery. All will be needing account officers. All of them will be needing workers. So this is how it becomes very costly. The divisional structure system. And the next and the last disadvantage includes it ignores organizational interest. It may ignore organizational interest because the managers will start thinking, my coffee is doing well. If Maggie is not doing well, what am I have to do with that? In this way, it ignores the organizational interest, but they should all come together and they should function for the organization as a whole. So these were certain disadvantages which out of which I consider only being costly is the actual disadvantages. The others can be neglected as well. So note down the disadvantages. I wanted to do decentralization also, but the time does not allow us. Please read it out and be ready for it. We will discuss it on the next class. Alright? If there is any confusion, please ask.
Ma'am.
Yes, Shashwat.
Ma'am, can you explain a point from the steps of organizing, ma'am, the last point?
Steps का last point you want to know?
Yes, ma'am. Establishing reporting relationships from this one.
Establishing reporting relationships. Okay, there is a totally different concept. First, you tell me if you have time, because the time for this class is over. Do you have third period?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Acha. Okay. So let's wind it up with the divisional structure. Then I'll repeat the steps once again. Okay.